What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerd Lounge 2.0. My name is Austin. This is my beautiful, perfect, amazing, on-time, prepared wife, Ray. We're back for another episode. And today, we are going to be ranking every single Disney live-action movie. Well, not every single one, because we didn't watch The Jungle Book from 1994 because we had to pay for it, and we just didn't want to watch it. It was a movie that I watched as a kid, but I haven't seen it since then. But we watched 22 movies, and we ranked them all, and it was a painstaking process, and it was actually, it was pretty fun. So, yeah, what's your guys' favorite live-action Disney remakes, your least favorite live-action Disney remakes that were very unnecessary? We'll talk a little bit about the originals in this episode, not too much, because we don't want to have a 7-hour episode, because I'm sure we're going to talk about these movies super crazy long, you know? What? Do you have thoughts?
No.
No?
No. What?
Did you watch anything interesting this week?
Did I watch anything interesting this week? Oh, we watched, what was it? Yeah, I'm the pretty little thing who lives in the house. That movie was weird.
It was a Netflix original type of horror movie, horror drama.
I think it was like horror mind or psychological thriller.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was okay. It's very artsy.
It's very art house. It's very small cast. It's like 3 people. Mm-hmm. Super slow, like long drawn like scenes, long like panning scenes and stuff. And I don't know. You kind of figure it out as it goes through, but then it doesn't do anything until like the last like 20 minutes. It seems like
the last like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay, though. If you like those kind of movies, I would say check it out. It's about a girl she's like a nurse. Her and her boyfriend broke up, and she goes to be a caregiver to an elderly woman in a house. And, yeah. And then I'm not going to spoil it. But you should check it out. It's short. It was like an hour.
It was like an hour and 25 minutes or something like that.
It's really short. Yeah. Very artsy. Small cast. Yeah. I give it like a C+.
Okay. Yeah. Right on. All right, cool. For today's Nerd Breaker, I'm going to have Ray guess the year that the animated Disney movie came out. These are all going to be animated Disney movies. You're going to guess the year, and I'll give you maybe like 1 or 2 hints each time. I'll say like earlier or after the date that you say.
Okay.
We'll start with Pocahontas.
19. Because I watched this movie and I was born 89. But I don't remember if it came out after I was born. 1991?
It's after that.
Okay. 1984.
After 91. So it's...
Oh, sorry.
Later, yeah.
Y'all, I'm tired. I worked this morning. 1996?
95.
Okay.
Close. Let's do Peter Pan.
Peter Pan?
Mm-hmm.
1952.
1953.
Nice.
Close. Good.
Nice.
What about, let's see. Let's do Bambi.
1978?
Much earlier.
1946?
A little bit earlier.
1944.
1942. 1942. Let's do Aladdin.
1992?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Correct. Nice job. What about The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh?
The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. 1997. I don't know.
You got the last letter correct, but it's earlier than that.
1967.
1977.
1977, okay.
All right, we'll do 2 more. The original 101 Dalmatians.
The original 101 Dalmatians?
Mm-hmm.
1993?
No, way earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
1964.
A little bit earlier.
1961.
Yes, 61. Good job. All right. One of your favorite movies, Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. This is tough because I love this movie, but I do not know if it came out after I was born or before I was born. I'm gonna say before I was born.
It's before you were born. How about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna say before I was born.
Much before you were born.
Much before I was born. Okay. I was born in 89. 1953?
Close. A little bit before.
1949.
51.
51.
I did 51.
Okay.
All right, last one. Ooh, what about Tarzan? This is a good one.
Tarzan, I want to say came out after I was born.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say 1994.
A little bit later.
1997?
You were probably 10 years old when it came out. The year.
1998?
1999.
1999?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. All right. I guess you technically
Whatever.
would be only 9 because it came out June 18th, so you didn't have your birthday yet.
Exactly. Trying to play me like a fool.
All right. That was our little nerd breaker. Sorry it wasn't too exciting this week, but
Tell Austin to get it together.
I got a lot of homework doing this week, man. I'm almost done with my master's program, guys. It's very cool.
Yeah, he graduates next month. So, and Austin's birthday is on Thursday. He will be a whopping Wednesday. Same difference. He'll be a whopping 35 years old. So wish him a happy birthday.
So by the time you're watching this, it might be on my birthday.
Yeah.
But we'll see. All right, guys. Here is our meat and potatoes of the episode. We're going to go into the ranking of all of the Disney live-action movies because we recently watched Snow White, and we talked about it on our last episode, so I can leave a link for that video, or you can go find it on our page.
Lilo and Stitch is coming out this year, I believe.
I want to say it's like June or July.
Yeah.
It's like soon. Yeah.
So we're preparing ourselves mentally for that because there's a lot of discrepancies around it already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of controversy and drama.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, because I told you like they're upset that they cast like a girl who is from Hawaii. She was born in Hawaii, but she's like Filipino or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like really upset that they didn't find like a true like curvaceous Hawaiian woman to play what's her name, Nani?
Yeah. The sister. Yeah. Lilo's sister. Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay. All right. We're going to start from the lowest to the highest. So we're going to start with number 22 on the list. Do we do it at the same time, or do we same time, and then we can talk about each one so we know which one, because we don't want people to get confused.
Okay.
All right.
Ready, set, go. Pinocchio.
Yep. Definitely obvious choice for last place. Boring, soulless movie.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is like so stale in this movie.
I think we also did I think we talked about it when it came out. I don't remember, but I think we talked about it briefly on the channel.
I can't remember either. Maybe slightly.
Because we had I remember us having this whole discussion on how for the first half of the movie he has his accent, and then when he's on the boat, his accent's gone, and he just has regular Tom Hanks voice.
Tom Hanks, yeah.
Yeah. So this movie for me was super lackluster. I didn't get the Disney feel from it.
It didn't didn't have the heart.
Yeah.
It didn't have the heart.
The more I watched it, I was like, Pinocchio actually looks really weird.
Yeah. The animation of him is kind of weird, and yeah. I don't know. I mean, it follows the same story beats as the original, I mean, except for
wasn't it a whale that they got swallowed by, and now it's a monster?
Oh, it's like a sea kraken monster, and it was just a giant whale in the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he meets Honest John and Gideon. He gets captured by Stromboli. He goes to Pleasure Island, and then they get in the whale. So it follows the same story beats, but in the original, it's still pretty disjointed. So but hey, not a good movie.
Yeah. Didn't like it.
Number 21 on the list.
1, 2, 3.
Snow
102
White.
Dalmatians.
Okay. Okay, I won't talk about my
Yeah, don't talk
place
about
for that movie yet, but I don't disagree.
No?
No.
I don't know.
But it just means Snow White's higher than that movie.
So, like, because for me, like, with this movie, and I had never seen 102 Dalmatians.
Neither have I.
We started watching it, and we were like, is that, what's her name? I forgot already.
What? Oh, Anita?
Anita, sorry. I have a regular name, Arnita. But we're like, is that Anita? And then we're like, it has to be, because she has 2 Dalmatians. But obviously you find out that, like, the Dalmatians that she has is one of the 101 Dalmatians, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is.
It was very 90s. A lot of music, a lot of singing in this one. And I don't know, it was super boring, and I feel like it dragged on for a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so my 21 pick was Snow White. Don't need to talk about it. Talked about it a lot on the previous episode. This movie's not good, boring, terrible performances, terrible CGI, visuals, terrible. Okay. I don't gotta talk about more. We talked about it in depth in their last episode.
Yeah, we did.
So
that's true. Okay.
Yeah, next one.
Number 20.
Number 20.
Ready, set, go. Snow White. He's
100,
late.
102 Dalmatians.
He's late to the game. I put Snow White.
102 Dalmatians. Yeah, so we just swapped our picks.
Yeah.
102 Dalmatians. Like, again, like I don't even think this movie explains where it lands up as a sequel. Only that, like, the dogs are the puppies from Pongo and Perdita.
Yeah.
It's the one with, like, the black tail, and they call him Dipstick.
Yeah.
And, like, other ones, yeah. And then...
And there's, like, Dipstick, and then there's, like, Oddball.
And then she has no spots, and it's, like, it's about, like, her getting her spots, and then it's, like, Cruella gets, like, out of jail, and then she's reconditioned. She's reconditioned by Pavlov, which is, like, the funny theory about, like, dogs and things like that. And, like, the bell rings, and then she becomes, like, turned again.
Big Ben.
Which is hilarious. But I don't know. I thought she was way too over the top. The whole thing was super over the top. And Horace and Jasper aren't even in this movie.
Yeah, they're not. There's no Horace and Jasper. She has, like, essentially 2 different, like, henchmen now. But
yeah. And then the one henchman, like, turns on her, and anyway, and then there's, like, the guy who's, like, making the coats, like the French guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Movie's ridiculous, man. So.
Which, for this, I will say, I know there is an animated 102 Dalmatians. We did not watch the animated one for this, so we don't know if this reimagined remake, whatever you want to call it, is accurate to that story. So if you guys know, obviously let us know, because we did not watch that one.
Yes, correct. Okay. All right, moving on. Number 19.
Number 19. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Peter and Wendy. Dang, that's super low.
That is super low.
That's super low. Okay, why Mulan?
Why you look so upset?
I'm just asking.
He looks upset.
I'm just asking a question, man.
For one, and we've had this discussion many of times, there is no Mushu. There is no Lucky Cricket.
There's no grandma.
There's no grandma.
She has a sister.
I mean? Yeah, she has a sister. Like, where did the sister come from? All of a sudden. And instead of there being, like, Mushu and Lucky Cricket, there's a phoenix. Okay. Super random. There's the bad guy, and there's, like, a bad girl who turns, like, good because she, like, believes in Mulan. Like, oh, you can change it. You can be the one. There's no hope for me, but there's hope for you. And it's just...
Is that what she said to her?
Yeah. I was just like, are we serious right now?
Right.
There was what were the boys' names in the camp with her?
They were the same. Oh, the one guy is like Hong Wei, and then they still had Chen Po and Yao, but they didn't have Ling.
Like, my whole thing is like, yeah, she still gets in the river to, like, take a bath. Like, in that scene in the animated, they all run and jump into the water with her.
Wasn't it just the other guy?
It was just the other guy.
The love
and then
interest
Mushu comes and bites one of them, and, like, that's, like, the whole plot of her, like, getting away. But in this one, I think she just, like, ducks under the water or something, like, weird.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forget. It's like they took away, like, the comedic feel to it, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of...
It was like...
It's kind of bland.
Gotta be serious and all that crap. So,
true.
For me, the part where Mulan cuts her hair with the sword, like, that's great. That wasn't in there. She just had a bun. Her long hair in a bun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. True.
Where it was the armor suit up. I didn't get to see any of that.
Yeah.
Where was her riding off on the horse? You didn't see that. The dad just wakes up and he's like, my stuff is gone. My scroll is gone. Mulan, like...
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. All right. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I'll talk more about it when I get to my pick.
Oh, okay.
All right. My 19th pick was Peter and Wendy. This movie, I'm going to have the same gripe about a lot of the movies that they're remaking that were from very old times. It's seeking to do the go woke thing. So Tiger Lily's already a part of it, which completely unwrites Peter Pan, Captain Hook tricking Peter Pan to come rescue Tiger Lily. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no Indian chief, which I guess makes sense. The Lost Boys were absolutely ridiculous. Is this a sequel? Is this a remake? Because it changes so many story beats, and we'll talk about it more when you get to your pick. But Peter Pan and Hook being friends, and then Hook getting older. Mm-hmm. I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I didn't like this movie at all.
I thought that was true to the story, though.
Them being friends and stuff?
Yeah.
It might be true to the fairy tale, but I don't know if it's in the original. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the original in a long time. Sorry, I should have watched more originals. Sorry, guys. But
I thought it was true to the story. I thought at one point they were. I thought that was why Hook was mad with Peter, or always wanted to get Peter, was because he was betrayed or something by Peter Pan. So I don't know. We're gonna fact check it real quick.
According to Google, in the original story of Peter Pan, they were not friends. They were just enemies.
I thought they were.
Yeah, no, I don't think they ever were.
I guess I need to... I'm not rewatching no Disney movies right now. These Disney movies wore me out.
Yes. We watched... It was a lot.
I don't think
quite the task.
Need to watch another Disney movie until something new is released and we need to talk about it on here. But...
Right.
Yeah.
Number 18.
Okay. Ready? Set. Go.
Pete's Dragon.
Nice.
All right. Since we have the same ranking, I'm going to very briefly talk about the original Pete's Dragon because I watched it.
You watched it. I did not.
Right? Because I've never seen the original Pete's Dragon. So, this movie, the original Pete's Dragon, it just starts off immediately where the kid Pete is in the forest and he has Elliot, and then he's being tracked by 3 hillbilly people who are trying to get him for some reason, and he goes into town and causes this whole ruckus, and then there's this song and dance number in a bar where people are active. Then there's one guy, the main character is this woman, and her dad is at the bar, and he's all clearly inebriated, and she's trying to get him from the bar, and people are grabbing on her and doing this and putting their arms around her and stuff like that, and they do this whole dance number where they bust open all these kegs and there's beer flying everywhere, and it's a dance number. And I'm okay, I'm like, is this a kids movie? I'm thinking, is this a kids movie? Is this a kids movie? And then there's this guy that comes to town who's this witch doctor guy who's buy my remedy for everything. And there's his friend goes into the audience and he's oh, my back hurts. And he drinks this thing. He's oh, my back is better. But it's his friend doing a con, you know? And then they want to catch the dragon for some reason to sell all of its organs and things to he's oh, well, if you got a bad back, you just eat some blood. If you got a sore throat, you just you eat his wings. They're trying to use the dragon to make more con money and stuff like that. And then eventually Pete gets taken in by the old man and his daughter who are lighthouse keepers, and there's this whole thing about the lighthouse, and there's this ship who's where's the lighthouse, and then Pete has to light the wick of the lighthouse. This movie's ridiculous, guys. So the moral of the story is this movie should not exist. This movie is absolutely dumb and bad. Do you have anything to say about it?
Jeez.
I'm sorry. When you watch the original and then you watch this Pete's Dragon, my gripe about these movies, it should not have been called Pete's Dragon. It should be called The Boy and His Imaginary Dragon. It's not Pete's Dragon. There's nothing about this movie that's Pete's Dragon except for the very beginning where him and Pete are in the forest, and then the very end when Pete flies away. Or whatever, Elliot, whatever his name is, flies away. That's the only two things that are similar. And the guy that wants to get the dragon, but that was totally random anyway. I will say the cast is great.
Can I talk now?
I know, that's why I'm giving you time. Sorry, this movie pissed me off.
I just waited for my turn. I don't know. This movie was long. It felt long.
It was only like an hour and 45 minutes.
I watched this movie twice because I watched it by myself, and then I watched it with Austin yesterday. And I literally told him, I was like, I can't keep it in. I was like, this movie's boring. This movie is so boring. It's. I know the intention was to go in and for this movie to be super heartfelt, for families to love it. You know, the live version, obviously, not the animated. But it just didn't answer any questions at all. It's like little boy ends up in the jungle or ends up in the forest because car accident. Elliot takes him in. Great. That's beautiful. How are you surviving? This little boy's like 10 now.
I had that.
What have you been eating for the last 5 years?
I had that same question. Yeah. How did he survive?
And then you get found by this family. Family falls in love with you. They're like, oh, who's this? Your imaginary friend? No, that's Elliot. I'll show you him tomorrow. But it feels like it takes 60 minutes just to get there.
That's a good point.
Just to get to, I'll take you to the forest, and then they see Elliot, and now Elliot is being tranquilized. Ends up in a shed, and the guy's like, oh, everyone come see my dragon. And then he turns invisible, and then they escape. It's like so drawn out.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
It could have been like a short film.
Yeah.
Like a Disney short film.
Yeah.
Pete's Dragon reimagining short film.
And this whole time, like, Pete is not ever questioning, like, first of all, the mom of the little girl that finds Pete in the forest never even tells Pete, I don't think, that, hey, like, your parents are dead, you know? Mm-hmm. So, and for you're 10, like, and this is not something that's going through your head. You know, there's just like a lot of things that...
It could be PTSD and stuff.
It could be, 100%. But if there's a 10-year-old in a forest that was completely nourished...
He seemed very well fed.
That knew how to speak all the way.
Yeah, but he was like 5 at the time.
Yeah, but at 5, you don't have... You are still... forming words, like you're still learning words. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and that's another thing. You're 5. You have a dragon. Like usually, and at 5, when you're learning English, you're learning words, you're learning communication. It's communication to communication from another person, someone who can speak back and be verbal with you. This is a dragon. How much context of a conversation can you have when no one is responding?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? So, oops. That is just my thoughts on it. It was just It was boring.
It was pretty boring. A good cast could not save this movie.
An hour and 40 minutes for something that could have been wrapped up in like an hour.
25 minutes?
An hour.
Yeah.
And Disney loves to use people that were in other films. That's just like a side note. Because while watching all of these, I'm like, that person's in a Marvel movie. That person's in another Disney something. That person. So yeah.
That's true. Okay. Carl Urban was in Thor Ragnarok, and Robert Redford was in the Winter Soldier.
And then the dad, he's in Ghost Rider.
Bentley.
That's not Disney, but it's like Marvel.
Yeah, that's true.
He was in Ghost Rider, so...
True.
Gotta do better.
Number 17.
Ready, set, go.
Through Peter the Looking Glass.
Window. Peter and Wendy.
Peter and Wendy? Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I thought it was an okay film. It was short. I think that's why I liked it.
Yeah, it didn't over drag along.
It didn't. It was short. It got to the point. Wendy's there. Hook is there. The Lost Boys are there. You know. Mm-hmm. And I think I liked it because they showed Peter's shadow. That was cool. That was like one of my favorite parts. I don't know. Like I understand like for him part of the story. Like what's her name? I don't know her name.
Tiger Lily,
yeah. Don't look at my list.
I'm not.
Gets frustrates him a bit. But I will say, coming from the films that are lower on my list, this one I could watch because, like I said, it was short, sweet, to the point. You know, what's his name? Jude Law.
Jude Law.
He was a great hook. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought it was actually a decent hook.
Yeah, the little like short like funny banter that they had. You know, I like that kind of stuff. So.
Jim Gaffigan was Smee. He was a comedian.
Yeah, I thought it was it terrible? I sat through it, so that's why it's a little bit higher.
Okay. Mine was Through the Looking Glass. I didn't like this movie because. You okay?
Yeah, that's just email.
Okay. I didn't like this movie because Alice is pretty much the villain in this movie. She's trying to like take the chronosphere to go change something in time with what's his face with Mad Hatter, and then it like affects like the entire timeline. And the guy Father Time or whatever, I think it's just Time.
Yeah, I think he is.
They're making him out to be the villain, but it's like no, it's kind of showing time is on your side kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. Definitely a lower entry from the original, from its original that it's sequeling, but yeah, not too much to talk about. It was all right. None of the other characters are in it though. It's just Mad Hatter and like Time. There's like barely any other characters in it. I think, aren't there?
We'll talk about it when we get to it on my list.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about
it. All right, number 16.
Number 16. Ready? Set. Go.
Mulan.
Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah.
You put that low.
Hi.
All right, mine was Mulan. I did like some of the realism in this movie. I thought that Jet Li was like super stale as the Emperor.
Oh, you're actually going to be in a video?
Like that at very end where he's like, "You are a warrior. You are raised up like a phoenix." I just thought it was like super lame. And then the phoenix like raises its wings behind her and she's like running. I will say though, Mulan was a killer in this movie. She was killing fools.
I mean, yeah.
Like that thing where she jumped off like the horse and like kicked
I thought that was sick.
There was like some
when she was flipping on the horse and stuff. Yeah, that was cool.
There was like some cool sequences and people like running on like the walls and like running up walls, like true ninja stuff. Like I thought that was cool.
But that's the thing though. You like ninja movies.
I do like ninja stuff.
He likes like The Last Monkey or whatever it's called, and what's it called? Not The Last Monkey.
Last Samurai?
No. What is that monkey one?
Is it? Which one? What monkey one? Forbidden Kingdom?
Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah.
The guy's like a monkey.
And Jet Li.
Monkey King.
He's the Monkey King.
Exactly. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was also Jet Li.
So he likes movies like that. So of course for Austin, this is going to be something that he would watch. Because him the whole time, he's like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old boy. Oh my God, that kick was so sick. I'm going to go back and rewatch it 17 times. Oh God, like he does that. That's why I don't watch these movies with him. He's like, did you see that? And he will rewatch the scene over and over and over and over again.
All right. Okay, all right. Okay.
Mine was Lady and the Tramp. I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. I don't like the way Tramp looked. And I think that's what pissed me off. Because in the animated, he looks like...
Butch?
Tramp.
Well, yeah, but he's called like Butch or whatever.
I thought his name was just Tramp.
No, they call him like a tramp, but...
He looks like is it a Scottish Terrier? No, not a Scottish Terrier. There's a certain dog. When I find the picture, we will insert it here. I didn't like the dog they picked for him in the live action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the way
he was like too scruffy.
I get it, he's a street dog, but I would expected them to cast a better looking dog.
Yeah. Because
he looked like not a poodle. I don't know all these dogs' names. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't what I expected. Like, because all the other dogs looked like how they, like, almost identical to how they look in the animated film.
The other dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Bloodhound and the Scottish Terrier and stuff?
Yeah. And that's another thing. What's the Scottish Terrier's name?
I think it was Jock.
Jock. Jock is a girl?
In this one.
Jock is a girl in this one.
It was Jock and Rusty, I believe.
And in the animated one, Jock is a boy.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw me off, too.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. And that's like weird, like small things to dislike, but everything else was okay. But what I will say, and I don't care who the fuck this triggers, I really don't. This movie introduced African American woman as being Lady's mom. In the animated film, obviously she's not African American. I don't even think. Do you see their faces in the animated one?
I think barely.
You barely see their faces. In this one, you see their faces. And when this movie came out,
Yeah, but that was like
I was younger.
It came out in 1955.
Yeah, but I highly doubt there was. I'm talking about the live one.
Oh. This one came out in 2019, I believe.
Barely any discrepancies, no discussions on race being changed within this live action. And now all of a sudden, nowadays, it's a huge thing when race is changed.
Oh, yeah, but honestly, this movie just came out straight to Disney Plus. I feel like people barely even knew it was a thing.
Doesn't matter, though.
I didn't know it was a thing until I just seen it on like the For You page on Disney Plus.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Does not matter.
Okay.
Okay. I just have to throw that out there.
All right. Next one, number 15. Moving through the list.
1, 2, 3.
Alice in Wonderland.
What?
Original Alice in Wonderland, or the remake. I didn't like it. It's too dark and dreary, man. It's supposed to be like a super colorful world. This movie did make it more close to like the book by Lewis Carroll. What? We'll talk about
Nothing,
you can talk
my
about
dear.
it.
Nothing. I'm not saying anything. Who is texting me? Okay, whatever. I picked Christopher Robin. They looked weird. They looked scary.
I was watching it and like Pooh like closed his eyes, but he like never blinked, and it was kind of unsettling.
They looked terrifying. And of course, Eeyore's Eeyore. That's like probably my favorite part. He's like, I'm just drifting down a river, so a Humphalump forget me. Like, it's probably like my favorite part of the whole movie. But it's like this Christopher Robin is grown. Pooh can't find his friends. So he finds Christopher Robin. How do you find Christopher Robin, but you can't find your friends?
Yeah.
And then the friends are hiding because they think they hear a Humphalump. It's not a Humphalump. It's just like their wind spear thing.
It's a weather vane.
So now Pooh gets lost. And now Christopher Robin has to find Pooh. They find Pooh. Christopher Robin leaves. Tigger stole Christopher Robin's paper, so now they have to go find Christopher Robin. and now the little girl has left home, so now the mom has to go find the little girl. It's like a whole movie just about finding another person.
That's actually a really good point.
That's entirely what it is.
That's a good point.
So, yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, true.
But like, Eeyore was probably my favorite part.
I love Eeyore. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
kind of there.
Just kind of there.
All right.
What was yours?
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, yeah, you said why. Okay.
Yeah. Number 14.
1, 2, 3. Cinderella.
Lady and the Tramp. Cinderella?
Cinderella.
I feel like that's low. No?
Maybe.
I put Lady and the Tramp.
I have other ones. So.
I will say, redeeming qualities for Lady and the Tramp was the dog catcher. Mm-hmm. I thought he was hilarious. I thought he was super funny because he took his job so seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, it's a street dog. He's dangerous, sneaky. And he like kept talking. Yeah, can never be too safe, ma'am. He's like taking his job way too seriously. And I shed a tear at the end. I'm not gonna lie. When they took in the tramp and they took him in, they're like, "That's our dog, sir." And then the guy was like so defeated. I shed a little tear.
This movie ends on Christmas.
It does end on Christmas.
Doesn't make it a Christmas movie. I'm going to do this whole episode around December, where that will be the running topic on the channel for
Is it
a while.
a Christmas movie?
Is it a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did have a huge debate on our Christmas episode.
Be prepared for all of those.
True.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Mine was
It's Cinderella.
Cinderella. That's my hose calling. You know what? And being completely honest, I don't think even the animated Cinderella was one of my like top movies when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It seemed kind of boring too. It seemed boring.
Yeah. I can't agree with them not having the music in the princess movies. I feel like there has to be music.
They started to put a little bit of it in there when Cinderella was changing into her gown with her fairy godmother, and then it like the melody of it switched to I think a different song.
Oh yeah.
Because I was gonna be like, oh my god, and then when I heard like the tone change, I was like, that's not the song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. There was no singing.
There was a little bit like that, like a new song, the Dilly Dilly song, something Dilly Dilly. I don't know whatever it is, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's like the whole thing about these princesses is that like they sing when they're like sad and depressed, and Cinderella's the whole thing was like she sang.
Yeah.
You know, so but
yeah, that's
I liked Richard Madden. He's
You're
awesome.
not even supposed to be talking about what.
Oh yeah, I
right
can't even talk about it yet.
God, he can't even stick to his own filming, whatever you want to call it.
Format.
There you go. No, but like what you were saying, I will say is true. There was no her with the bucket and the bubbles. Like that would have been nice. Like you do this whole scene where fairy godmother is turning her into, you know, with her gown and everything, and you have the fairies and the lights, and but you couldn't give her no bubbles while she's singing and scrubbing the floor.
True. Yeah.
So, yeah, not very high on my list.
Okay. Number 13.
1, 2, 3. Through
Lion
the
King.
Glass.
Through the Looking Glass?
Yeah. I like this movie.
Yeah? The sequel one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, oh, she's the bad guy in this. And blah, 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 blah. But she's not the bad guy in this. The bad guy in this is still the Queen of Hearts. Because she wants to steal time from time.
Oh.
And so
true.
Alice took it. So she's trying to persuade time to give it to her. To the evil queen. No. Queen of Hearts. Sorry. Mm-hmm. A lot of queens. A lot of bad queens in this, okay?
Yeah.
And Alice wants it so that she can go.
I don't understand.
No one asked you to understand. Alice wants it so that she can help Mad Hatter find his family before he turns mad. That's the whole thing, is that he's turning mad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true.
And so she has to go back in time to find out what happened to the family. And it turns out all along that the Queen of Hearts had them.
Oh, that's right.
In the little sand glass thingy.
Oh, yeah, because they go look at like times like records and they're not there, so they think that like something happened, or it means they're not dead. Yeah. Right.
So I will say, like, towards the end, it is, like, a little bit dramatic, like, or, like, just certain parts of it are a little bit dramatic as far as, like, her wanting she's now, like, an excursionist or something like that, and, I forgot her.
Oh, she's, like, an explorer.
Ex's name, yeah.
I forget
his name.
The prince guy's name, yeah.
And so he basically is like, nope, you're not going to do that anymore. This is what you're going to do. And, they put up her dad's boat, who has passed away, and like this whole thing. But I don't think it's a bad film. I like the fact that this film pays more attention to the Mad Hatter, because he's probably my favorite character. And that and the Cheshire Cat.
True.
Two favorite characters in Alice in Wonderland. So you kind of get a backstory of why the Mad Hatter turns mad, essentially.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I said Lion King for this pick. The more that I do watch it, the more that I think I'm like okay with it. I think it's like okay. It looks cool. I do like the animation style. But it's just kind of another lifeless movie. I still get sad when Mufasa gets thrown off the thing. I think it's funny, gets like punched in the face. I just think it's kind of funny. Long live the king, like punched in the face. It's way more dramatic when he like throws him into the gorge, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. This movie's like average. It's like right in the middle of the list. Mm-hmm. You know?
Okay.
Number 12.
Ready, set, go.
Little Mermaid. Hey, okay, there you go. So we're kind of similar on that one.
Yeah, a little bit. I get like I feel what you're saying. Like it looks really good. It looks aesthetically pleasing to the eye. For me, it's the songs. And a lot of people are Beyonce fans. I don't really care. I'm not a huge fan of Beyonce. And my family was over and we watched Mufasa and Lion King. We watched Mufasa first, so we were like, oh my God, we have to watch Lion King. And they made a very valid point that when you hear Beyonce singing, you don't hear like Nala or anything
character.
like you, or even the acting within Nala. You just hear Beyonce. Mm-hmm. And in a lot of the songs, she really overpowered Childish Gambino. But like I also told them, I think in the animated, I think that the Nala oversang Simba a little bit in Can You Feel the Love Tonight or something like that. So
yeah,
looked good. I feel like this live action followed the storyline of the animated one more to a T. I don't think there was anything, like there was a couple things taken out, like Zazu not in like the bone rib cage hiding from the hyenas.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They added in Spirit of Nala and Simba running to the Pride Lands, or no, I think it's just Simba running to the Pride Lands. But those are the only like gripes I really have about it. To be like,
yeah. Okay, yeah, you know, it does follow a lot of same story beats. I think they're like Nala is like going first, and then Simba follows Nala.
Yeah, but that's something small.
You know,
that's something small.
it shows like Nala escaping, which I think was like lame because I like her going to like we're starving, and she has to go that far away to find food, which means that she would have to bring all that food all the way back.
Yeah, but crazy. Think about it though in comparison. Compare this story to Mulan. How much stuff they literally took out of the base of Mulan's story and added in a whole bunch of new shit.
Unnecessary stuff, yeah.
Versus like 2 or 3 things being taken out of Lion King and a song being added.
True, yeah.
Like those little small scenes, like, yeah, are they key? I don't think they're like key scenes.
Yeah, but that's true. Like they took out like a lot of key story elements from Mulan. That's true.
Exactly.
Okay. I put Little Mermaid. First things first. Can't stand Aquafina. Can't stand it. I did like the songs. I thought her singing inside her head was like a little random, where she like loses her voice and stuff. I liked, what's her name? Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. I thought was all right. I didn't like the very end where Ariel's now the person who runs the ship into Ursula. Didn't care for that at all. But I liked the Under the Sea sequence. I thought it was very visually appealing. It was very cool to look at. I don't think I have a problem with the main actress portraying Ariel, because she's a very good singer. So yeah, another pretty basic film, you know. This one I can see myself rewatching though. Like I can see myself watching this one again and having a good time with it, you know.
I think we have. I think I've watched it a couple times.
I think we've seen it a couple times. All right, number 11.
Number 11. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Mufasa.
101 Dalmatians. Mufasa. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
It was kind of boring.
It's one above Lion King for you.
Yeah, I think why it's one above Lion King is because it looks good. It looks good.
I think it looks better than Lion King.
I think a lot of things people hated about it. They're like, oh, there's no soul in Mufasa's eyes and stuff like that. And it's like, shut up. Shut up. Because this is just, it gives you the story of Mufasa. Like this movie has no base to go off of. So if you're nitpicking on stuff, you're just doing that because you want to nitpick. There's nothing to compare this movie to. It's a standalone film, basically. And I think that the fact that they picked it up from Lion King with, what's her name? Kiara being in it was great. Because it ends with Kiara and Lion King. And now it picks up with Kiara and them telling the story of Mufasa, which is good. I like that.
And the end literally pretty much goes into, there's a Disney show, it's called The Lion Guard, and they have a son, and his name is like Keon. I think it's like Keon. I think it's Kiara and Keon. But at the time of that show, Kiara is like already like an adult pretty much. Like in Lion King 2, in the animated one, she's like pretty much an adult or like a teenager. So I don't know. We'll see. Now they're gonna make Lion King 3 and Lion King 4, Lion King 7.
They have plenty of base to go off of, but I did not think it was. I think the only bad thing about this movie was the White Lions song. I don't know his name, but his whole "Go Bye Bye" song it seemed jolly.
His name was Kiros.
Yeah. This whole "Go Bye Bye" song. I could do without it.
It was a little too jolly.
I can do without it.
Yeah, I get it because it kind of sounds like he's like really cocky. It's like, you're gonna go bye bye. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm just so good, you know. But yeah, okay. My number 11 pick was 101 Dalmatians. I actually liked this movie. I think it's like really pretty true to the original. I love Horace and Jasper. They're great in this movie. Jeff Daniels is awesome. The cast. Glenn Close is like not overly over the top. Well, it makes more sense in the original one as the original Cruella. You know, I thought she was a really good Cruella. So yeah, this movie is a classic, one of the classic Disney live actions, I think. And they had like real dogs. They had like real dogs in this movie too, which is awesome. So yeah, man, that's it. Good movie, kids movie. I watched it when I was a kid. Not much else to say. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. All right. We're getting into the top 10 here.
Okay.
I feel like I ranked movies too high compared to you.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Number 10.
1, 2, 3.
Maleficent 2. Hey, okay. There you go. See? There you go.
There I go.
We're pretty similar in a lot of our movies, man.
We're not similar at all.
Yeah, we are.
We're not similar at
pretty similar.
all. I like the animated 101 Dalmatians. So does our daughter, Sophia. She makes us watch it.
She does like that movie a lot.
She made me, like, one day, I think 1 week, she made me watch it like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, Sophia, I'm not watching 101 Dalmatians again. She's like, come on, watch it. And I'm like, Sophia, I'm not gonna do that.
She likes it that much?
Yeah. Okay. I agree. I like the fact that they use real dogs. And I think what's even better is that they used real dogs and didn't make it crazy, like with the dogs like talking to each other.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? Because
they
do talk in the original.
I think the part that I also really like the most and what they kept in this movie is like in the animated one, when the puppies get stolen, you see Perdido and Pongo talking to like the dog channel, like the animal channel that they have. And all the dogs like conversing, trying to figure out who's seen the puppies, where are the puppies, have you seen it, And they kept this in this movie, but it's literally just animals. Like it's just barking, and then there's like some rats, and then there's like just like this whole. It's just like maybe 10 minutes of nothing but like animal noise.
True.
And I thought that was cool because like that's kind of the realistic world that we live in. We don't know if dogs are having conversations or birds having conversations. We don't know that. So I think they kept this one pretty close to the T. I thought though in the original, Arnita and what's his name? Arnita.
Roger.
Anita and Roger. I thought they fell into the water together. I think they did. I think the dogs wrap around their legs, bring them close, and then they fall in together. I think.
I honestly don't remember.
So, but this one, they both end up falling in the water, but just at separate times.
Right.
But I think this one stayed pretty close to the animated storyline, which I can respect.
I think I agree with you on that one. My number 10 pick was Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil. This movie looks cool. I like that it creates more storyline with Maleficent. I did not finish the original Sleeping Beauty. I don't think I've ever seen Sleeping Beauty all the way through. I watched like the first 10 minutes of it, and Maleficent just pops up. One gripe I have about these remakes is that like the intro, they always give like the intro backstory. Like with Snow White, they had like the intro little backstory. With like this one, they had the intro backstory. They had like an intro with the Cinderella character. I don't need all this like intro. Like the beauty of these movies is they just like start. You know, but I get it. You gotta have the runtime. You gotta make a 2-hour movie. Whatever. Also, the thing about this movie is that everything just like happened very quickly. The queen is like super evil, and then like the war with like between like the fairies and like the other people.
They're called dark fays.
The dark whatever, the dark fae people. It happens very quick. You know, it's very fast, which I get. You're subjugated you're like a you know, you're like under the thumb of the people. You've been cast out, exiled. I get it. You're angry. But I don't know. Everything just happened so quickly. But hey, it was cool. I had a good time with this movie. It was cool to look at. It was very cool. But then, spoiler alert, Maleficent disappears. Then I'm like, oh, the Phoenix, she's gonna rise again. And then she 2 seconds later, she's like, oh, I'm back. It's like, okay. What was the point of even having her get with the thing? I don't know. I just thought it was completely, I don't know, whatever. But we'll talk about more when Ray ranks at number 5 on her list. So.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Okay.
All right. Number 9, bottom 10.
Okay. Ready?
Top 10.
Set. Go.
Dumbo. Oh, you like Little Mermaid.
I do like Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid was one of my favorite animated films as a kid. Because I liked Ursula.
True. The original Ursula's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I think this one, too, pretty on point to the storyline. Only difference is, and then like Austin said, oh, like now Little Mermaid is steering the boat. It doesn't matter. The boat got steered. She still got pierced with the thing. It's not the person doing it, but that is in the story that occurred. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
I think the only thing that's different, obviously, about this one is what he was saying, her walking and singing in her head, and then I think they go to like some market. They're like at a market in the town.
Sure, yeah.
Trying on like hats or something like that. But the music, great. Haley Bailey can sing her butt off. Melissa McCarthy, great. We both were like, oh, it's gonna be so terrible her being Ursula, but actually she did a great job.
Yeah, I agree. I thought she was great.
Great job. Flebsum and Jepsum, they were great. They don't talk. They're literally just eels.
Oh, that's true. They don't talk in this.
Yeah, they don't talk in this. I am a little disappointed that obviously flounder is an actual flounder. Like that's actually what a flounder looks like. But I wish they would have made him look like a little bit like the animated fish, I guess. I think that's it. Austin hates Scuttle. I partially can agree with that. Can agree with that. But King Triton, I thought he was great. The sisters were in it. That was great. I wish they would have sang the song of all the sisters in the beginning.
Oh, the beginning song?
When he's introducing them. And he's like, Ariel.
Who's Sebastian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, and they're like,
no, but
ha ha ha. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah, but aren't they?
Yeah.
Isn't he doing like a orchestra thing, and then she's missing from like the piece,
and
like
the Princess Ariel. Yeah. So I can. So yeah, I like Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I don't not like it. It's fine. It's fine. It's good.
He just doesn't like what's her name.
I just don't like Awkwafina, man. I'm sorry. I read a lot of comments. Awkwafina hate is so forced. I don't think it's forced at all. I think it's very legitimate. Okay. I put Dumbo. I actually had a decent time with this movie. It's the first time I watched it. I didn't know what was really going to go on, but it's the classic case of like reimagining this movie because of like the things that they put in the original movie, where Dumbo legitimately like gets under the influence, and there's like very like direct symbolism to like a kid becoming under the influence. And then they like do like the bubble thing with like that's like how they do the heffalumps like scene and stuff. And then Dumbo flies like the very beginning of the movie, and they go to like the other circus thing, and then Dumbo is pretty much the side character in his own movie, because now we're talking about all these people. I don't care about these people at all. Dude with the one arm, Danny DeVito, the little kids, the strong man guy, the other acts in the thing. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't. I don't know. This movie, it's all right. It made me shed a tear at the end. The reason why I like these movies that they get higher ranked is because I shed a tear. This movie found its little heartstrings at the end of the movie. That was kind of it.
Always sheds a tear.
Yeah.
He always sheds a tear.
Yeah, man.
Which why I know Mufasa for him is probably like number 4 or 5. I'm not even looking. But him and my side, like, just disclaimer, him and my uncle both cried at Mufasa.
Did we?
Yes, he was over there crying on the couch.
Was he?
Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Number 8.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cruella.
Christopher Robin. I got Christopher Robin pretty high on this list. I like
That's
it.
because Austin is a man-child.
You know what? I related very strong. Not that I was.
Austin has a bin of little toys.
They're figurines.
It does not matter. It's like a bin of little toys, and you cannot take from his bin. He'll get very pissed.
Or you have to immediately put it back.
So that is why he ranked this movie so high, because he is literally Christopher Robin himself.
Yeah, I don't know if I needed to know that Christopher Robin was like in war, but I mean, I want to say it's like the 40s or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I did appreciate him being like the business guy who like worked his way up by working hard, and then he had to like lay off a bunch of people. And then he kind of got stuck into the adventure that like Ray talked about, where like this person's missing, oh, we gotta go find him, and then immediately the next person's missing, oh, now we gotta go find them. But I did really enjoy at the end where he like found his childhood spark again, and he was like playing around with he was like, oh, I'll fight off the Heffalump, and then he was like becoming, getting back into the spirit of being a child. And then his daughter is also finding the same thing where she's working super hard, and then she gets into the spirit of like being a kid, and the mom was like, go get dirty. And things like that. So I really appreciated that from a standpoint of like adults growing up, kind of losing their childhood, and then pushing the kids, and then them both finding that like shared, joy. So I liked it.
And
I thought it was good.
The mom is in Marvel movies.
Yeah, Haley Atwell. Yeah, true.
Mine was Cruella. I love Cruella. I honestly couldn't even tell you why. When this movie first came out, I think I watched it every single day. We
saw it in theaters, and then as soon as it was on Disney Plus, I think she watched it like every day.
I did. And I think it's because I like a backstory. I like an explanation to the reasoning, and it is a lot different than like how who Cruella de Vil is now. I just think it's good. I think, what's her name? Emma Stone?
Emma Stone.
I think she did a good job as portraying someone who wants to be good, but also be bad.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think I like her meeting Horace and Jasper and kind of becoming part of the crew.
Like, literally, me and Austin always be like, what's the angle? For no reason.
That's literally one of our quotes where I'm going to write down. I need to write all this down. Yeah. Watch the angle.
And we're like, there's the angle. And it's like about nothing.
Yeah.
Super quotable.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah, great soundtrack. I love that they brought it like it's like modern, like meets old Vogue London with the fashion, and it kind of gives you that story on like how Cruella even like wanted to be a fashion designer essentially.
Yeah. And
she's creating all these sick like the outfits though that they put on here, A+, because chef's freaking kiss, man.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 7.
This
is a lot of movies, guys. You guys better like this video. You better share it, comment it, do whatever you need to do. Because we literally watched 23 movies in a damn week.
Yeah, we watched it
in a
lot.
week. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Set. Go.
Mufasa.
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, you really like that movie, huh?
I do like Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
It's okay.
Some of the songs are gone, like the flower song.
Oh yeah.
But I love the Cheshire Cat. I think he's adorable.
He's cool looking in this movie.
The Hatter was great. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Except for in this, she calls them her fat boys. She's like, where are my fat boys? Fat boys. And then she's like, oh, I need a warm pig under her feet. And so this pig comes, the evil queen, or not the evil queen, sorry. Oh my God. Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Like that. The card army, they look sick. I don't know. I like Alice in Wonderland, the animated one. So I really like this one. The Jabberwocky, Slaying Jabberwocky, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mad Hatter does this dance. I forget what it's called. Farnacle or something like that.
Oh, something, yeah.
And he does this really cool dance, and like, I don't know. It's like the little quirky scenes, and the rabbit's in it, and he's like, what time is it? It's time, it's tea time. Like, I don't know. It just makes you kind of feel like...
The March Hare.
Yeah, it
He's
kind of
like
makes you feel like a little kid again.
Twacked out.
Yeah.
You're late for tea! And he's all tripping out.
He's like pouring it, his eyes like twitching. It's like great.
Yeah.
Just like those little instances.
True.
You know, Alice getting big, getting small, going through the door, drinking this, eating this. Like those little key elements of it, they kept in there.
Yeah.
So.
They kept a lot. It was pretty faithful to the original story. I agree. My number 7 pick was Mufasa. I actually had a pretty good time with this movie. I liked it. I thought the animation style was improved from Lion King. They did have like more emotion when they're like getting angry and like their snouts get all like scrunched up. I thought it was actually pretty cool. Definitely stressful. I was literally sad in the very beginning. Everybody's parents like died or got separated. You know, I think Taka Scar has like a pretty tragic story, which I think makes him a little bit more empathetic or have more sympathy for him later on. But he does kind of just go straight. I don't know if he becomes evil enough. Kind of like the Cruella aspect. If you watched Cruella and then watched 101 Dalmatians, I feel like they're two different characters. You know, I don't think she's evil enough, but I don't think Scar is like evil enough. But hey, but it's also like another 10 or so years after that, so he could be still becoming more evil. You know, but I actually liked it. The cast I thought was good. Mads Mikkelsen as the villain I thought was good. His song wasn't my favorite, but I think it makes sense for the character because he's like, I'm just so much better than you. I'm not even worried about it. I'm gonna sing a jumpy song, you know, whatever. But I can see myself watching Mufasa more than I think I would rewatch Lion King. We'll move on to number 6.
My number 6. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Maleficent. Oh, Jungle Book. Okay.
Yeah. I like Jungle Book. I also think this one was pretty close to the storyline. I think it was almost like story to story.
It was it had pretty much the same story beats.
Yeah. I like Bagheera. He looks cool. Baloo is funny. Shere Khan, you know.
Pretty menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty. Voiced by Idris Elba.
What's the snake's name?
Ka,
favorite part, which is Scarlett Johansson.
Voiced by Scarlett Johansson.
See, I know something, guys. Are you guys proud?
Yeah, Idris Elba, Heimdall, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. Bill Murray, Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Yeah. See what I mean? We're going to do a comparison. That will be our next. The next nerd breaker will be name what other Marvel or Disney movies this character is in.
That's a good one.
But yeah, like the songs. I thought it was good. It's a little bit of a sad movie, but I think going from like a child's perspective in my mind, seeing the characters live action makes my little heart happy. Yeah,
it definitely was cool. I think that because it was directed by Jon Favreau, who also did Lion King. I feel like Jungle Book was like his trial run to see if like they could do the animation style, you know. But yeah, you have anything else to say about yours before I go into Maleficent?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I like this movie a lot, but I need to go and watch Sleeping Beauty because I feel like it's not the same Maleficent. At least like from the very, very beginning, Maleficent was already super villainous, and it was the third fairy's wish that made her go into a sleep instead of a death. Maleficent's curse was to kill her. You know, one thing I hated about this movie was that why would you change the fairies' names? It was like not grass, flittle, stick, and something or other. but their names are Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. That was like so iconic. I don't know why you would change that. I don't know, whatever. I don't know, but it was good. Angelina Jolie super carried this movie. Elle Fanning was also really good as the princess, as Aurora. Yeah, that was good. I don't know. It's just not the same movie, which is why it's called Maleficent and not Sleeping Beauty, because it's like a reimagining, I guess. But I thought it was good.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Top 5.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cruella. Oh, you have top 5 Dumbo. You liked it?
I like Dumbo. I thought it was cute.
He was cute. He was very cute.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was sad. Dad goes off to war, comes back, his arm's gone, wife has died.
Mom passed away.
And I don't know. I think what pulled my heartstrings, and I need to watch the original Dumbo. We actually have like a lot of these movies on VHS too, which is when our VCR ever works. So that Austin said he was going to fix 12 months ago. We'll watch them. Just the fact that like both mourning the loss of a mom, bonding over that.
True.
Kids like they're like looking out for each other essentially. I don't know. I just thought it was cute. I thought that was like my main thing. I just thought it was cute. I thought Dumbo was super cute. They did a good job.
I thought it was pretty good. The animation on him was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Cruella at number 5. I actually like Cruella a lot. I think it's entertaining. I think it's funny when it needs to be and serious when it needs to be. I just don't think that she's the same Cruella from the original 101 Dalmatians, which I guess makes sense. But it's like, then again, if you're not going to make a character that wants to skin puppies, why are you making these movies?
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's like... Oh, and then the other thing about this movie that's super weird is that Pongo and Perdita are siblings. Pongo and Perdita are from the same litter. So that means
that's true.
That all the puppies are...
And then she gives them away.
And then she gives them to Roger and Anita.
Which could happen because dogs don't know.
I get it.
They're siblings.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't know. But there's way more positives than negatives in this movie. The cast, Emma Stone, Emma Watson, Emma Thompson. A lot of Emmas. Emma Thompson. But yeah, it's good. The music is good. The soundtrack, kind of talked about it already a little bit, but yeah, I like this movie.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's just a good, you're right, it's a kind of a good standalone movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It's number 4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Maleficent
Cinderella. 2. Maleficent 2?
Yeah. I liked Maleficent 2. And I think the reason why I liked it is because, for one, they look sick as hell. The dark phase looks sick as hell.
The dark phase looks sick. It has like actual stakes.
So compared to like some of the movies that are coming out nowadays, the wings look so realistic. The horns look realistic. It also has what's his name in there from who's Francis in Deadpool.
His name is Ed Skrein.
There's also Mordo.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah. So nice job.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah. But I like this
Angelina
one.
Jolie was in Eternals.
True.
That's
true.
Funny.
I liked this one just because it gave like a little bit of a backstory to the dark phase, and
made them a sympathetic people.
Yeah, I think for me it was just super visually appealing. Still proving like Maleficent, like they're trying to blame this. Oh, Maleficent's so bad. It's actually not even her. Like your own daughter doesn't trust you when you tell her, I didn't do it.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It was my first time watching it, and it was a good watch.
Yeah, I've never seen it before either.
I thought it was a good watch.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good movie. It definitely has like stakes, like the characters,
costumes too. Sick.
Yeah.
When she comes back and she has on like the black and it's like this curvy like outfit thing, and
it's all like split and like broken,
and her eyes are like gold now because
it's kind of sick.
I think she took something from Mordo. I don't know his name in this movie. But I'm just gonna
his name was
Mordo.
Connell, I think.
Yeah, she took something from him, and her eyes turned gold like his.
I think she took his power or something like that.
And Dude, just her wings are huge, and she comes and like she's doing like the wind gust thing.
Oh
that
yeah,
was sick. Yeah.
No, the animation is really really cool. I do agree with you on that.
And I almost shed a tear when she was like to Aurora, "You don't know who I am." She's like, "I know who you are. You're my mother." And then she disintegrates, and then she comes back, and the Phoenix. For me, the reason why I like the Phoenix in this one because it doesn't look like a typical Phoenix. It's not big and red and glowing and all that kind of stuff. It's big black Phoenix. She doesn't like start shooting out fireballs or whatever they be saying all these birds do. And she's just there to protect her daughter. That's like the only thing she cares about.
Yeah, true.
You know?
I agree.
Oh, and like the fairies and stuff like that. But
yeah. She is like trying to defend like the woodland folk and stuff. So yeah, that part is cool.
the tree guards, they're sick.
They're pretty sick looking.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Okay.
All right, I put Cinderella. I like Cinderella, actually. More than I thought I would. First time watching it. I like Richard Madden. He's the prince. He's in Game of Thrones. Also Eternals. Yeah, so I liked it. I thought the cast was good. Kate Blanchett, hella. I'm just going to keep rattling these off. I don't think I liked too much about the stepmother and the stepsisters. I don't think they were mean enough.
No?
I don't think they were mean enough. Not Kate Blanchett, I don't think was. She didn't look like her. She didn't even look like Lady Tremaine. She was too young. Lady Tremaine's like an old, scabbardy woman, you know? So, but I did like the actress of Cinderella. I thought everybody played the part well. But yeah, I wish there was some music. I wish there was more songs because like that's kind of super big with the Cinderella story. The ball scene I thought was okay. Her leaving, like the whole thing about the carriage and the like that, I thought was all pretty great. Pretty similar to the story and stuff. So yeah, I had a lot that I liked about this movie. I thought it was entertaining. I was watching it, I'm not thinking, you're right, like these other movies lower on the list, like it's boring, when's it end? I was entertained by it. I thought it was good. All right. Number 3.
1, 2, 3. Maleficent
Aladdin.
1.
Maleficent 1. Okay. So yeah, you like those movies a lot.
I do. I like fairies and dark elves.
Yeah, you like fairies and dark elves, and I like ninjas and samurai. Okay, there you go. Well, everyone likes what they like, man. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
But no, you are correct within the Sleeping Beauty story. Maleficent was just evil. I watched it. Maleficent was just evil, and it was the fairies that said that she won't die or whatever.
That'll just be the long sleep or whatever.
Yeah, sorry. They did say that it'll just be the long sleep until she gets true love's kiss. But it was Maleficent that just said, fall asleep and die. You just gonna die.
Yeah.
You ain't coming back.
Yeah, pretty villainous.
Yeah, but everything like costume wise, they tried to make it obviously pretty similar. I don't know. I think I just liked the storyline. I liked the crow. He was cool. Being very sympathetic to Aurora.
In the original, does he turn into a human, or is he just a crow?
He's just a crow.
He's just like an evil crow henchman, right?
Yeah. Just like looking out for her, watching over her, making sure she's okay. Because dude, in this one, the fairies were like, "Look, this baby is crying. I'm going to sleep." They stuffed their ears with stuff.
Yeah, in the original, they like actually really, really cared about her.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to sleep,
making her the cake and this. And they were their banter in the original was super funny, and I feel like it was a little bit. They didn't catch that same chemistry.
They're not in there as much because there was time where like Aurora was gone, and Austin was like, "Where are the fairies?"
Oh yeah, they didn't even care that she's gone. It seemed like, whereas like. They cared. It seemed like they cared very much about her in the original. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are different. A lot of things that are good.
Yeah.
It's a cool story. Angelina Jolie is great. Acting is good.
Yeah, her wings get cut off. She gets her wings back by her friend, who was her friend, who turned into a love interest, who turned into the king, that was like the king's side man, and then the king died, so then he became king, and then
I think it was the son.
It was the son?
I think so.
Oh well, I guess I didn't catch that part.
I think it was the son.
cuts her wings off, takes her wings, has Aurora, and then for me, a good storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little twist on the original story,
and
but
instead of being woken up by Prince Philip with a kiss, she's woken up by Maleficent. Maleficent realizing that she can love, and her true love is Aurora, which is now her daughter. So, yeah.
very cool. Good synopsis there.
Be quiet.
I put Aladdin for my third pick. I actually like this movie a lot. I think Will Smith is great as the genie. I think the songs are great. I just think it's kind of random that it's directed by Guy Ritchie, who's not like this type of director. So it has a very Guy Ritchie flair, which I don't think like super matches. But I think the acting is good. One of the reasons why I like this movie so much is I do honestly, I think more than most, I love the original songs. I love the new song that's in this movie, Speechless.
He does.
First of all, Naomi Scott is a super talented singer.
He does.
I like it. It's not as like bubbly and things as like the original, but it still has its character and its kind of like heart to it. I think the actress that played Jasmine, Naomi Scott, was the best part of this movie. So definitely higher rewatchability than a lot of these other movies, I'll tell you that. So yeah, I liked it a lot. It was good. Not too many negative things. Jafar was, I think, too attractive. He was too hot.
He's jealous.
Jafar's too hot. No, he's supposed to be like a creepy looking old man, but he's like a good looking dude. So when it's like, I'm going to marry Jasmine, I'm like, okay. It's all right.
Shut up.
You know?
Shut up. Okay.
All right.
Number two. 1, 2, 3. Aladdin.
Jungle Book.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah, Jungle Book. I like Jungle Book a lot. I saw it in theaters when it came out. I think this movie's awesome. It's a very like cohesive, paced story.
Yeah.
Not too many down moments. I thought the kid did really well as Mowgli. The voice acting is good. Initially, I don't think I loved Bill Murray as Baloo, but watching it again, I'm like, okay, he's actually really good.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good Baloo. I wish that like King Louie had like an actual song instead of like his like spoken word thing that he did, voiced by Christopher Walken. I thought that Kaa was like super good and menacing, and I was like, wait, is that all that like Kaa was in there? But then rewatching the original, it's like, yeah, Kaa's only in there for like a couple scenes. I thought that Shere Khan was actually really menacing, and in the original one, he's like more goofy, you know. So, but yeah, I like this one a lot. I do like in the original one, like the elephants, they're actually like an army, and then the one guy's like, present trunks, and they go, and then like put their trunks out because they're like military and stuff. Yeah, but I did like that they were just kind of like this voiceless.
They're like the
these creatures.
Of the jungle.
Yeah, they like form the jungle and like create the.
Bagheera's like, you must bow to like their presence.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like the protectors.
That's like true. Like a lot of like even in certain countries. That's all I'll say. I won't get all technical because I don't have the words right now.
Right.
Animals. Elephants are like a sacred animal to a lot of countries.
That's true.
So.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Jungle Book, great movie.
Picked Aladdin.
Okay.
Aladdin, I like Aladdin for one. I think Will Smith did a great job. I had reservations too about him being like, oh, he's going to be the genie. But I think he did good. He had a lot of flair. Songs were great. Super upbeat. You get like the Will Smith from like the 90s. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's having fun with it.
He's
dancing.
He's like Fresh Prince style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Characters, Aladdin, what's her name? Jasmine. They picked a great cast to play those characters. He thinks Jafar was too handsome. I think Jafar was great because it's still like he might be attractive, but he's still like a freaking scumbag.
Yeah, he's pretty scummy actually.
In the Cave of Treasures, that was cool.
Cave of Wonders.
Cave of Wonders. I'm so tired. I'm really trying.
Yeah. I definitely get why they're trying to go more realistic, but it was really cool when the Cave of Wonders would like actually speak.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like this hole in the sand, like, oh, you must enter, you know?
Yeah.
But you'd probably be tough to animate that.
Yeah. Songs were great. I loved the entrance of Prince Ali with Will Smith.
That was a super awesome production.
The dancing scenes
that was
in
a
this
whole
were
huge
insane.
production. Yeah.
Like the choreography was
they added
insane.
more dancing and choreography.
Yeah, it was good. And this is also like one of me and Austin bonded over this soundtrack when we first met over several drinks.
Yeah.
I actually have videos. If I can find it, I'm going to send it to him so he can put it in this video of him laying on my couch singing A Whole New World at like 3 a.m. And it was like the first night we had like been together, and this fool's just chilling. But
hey man, that song is a good song. It does things to you.
Does it?
Yeah.
But this movie definitely brings me joy, and the kids like it too. Marcel loves Friend Like Me, so
it's the production of all the songs is like really pretty top tier in this one. I agree with you on that one. Yeah, definitely one of the better remakes.
Yeah.
All right. We have the same answer.
We have the same number one. Ready, set, go.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Boom, dude. I was so debating when I was gonna put it number one, and I'm like, you know what? This movie does never get old for me. I can rewatch it all the time. Obviously, I love the original, but I think this is like...
Austin loves Dan Stevens.
I love Dan Stevens, man. I love Dan Stevens. I think the new song in this movie, Evermore, is like a great song. I love that song. I listen to it all the time. I don't think the animation on the Beast is like that great, but I don't think it's like awful.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's the worst thing. It's like, no, it's not that bad.
Paulette, Lumiere, Cogsworth, they all were great. Miss Potts, Chip.
Yeah.
It was they kept all the characters. The wardrobe.
Maurice, the dad, Gaston and LeFou, I think were really funny. So yeah.
They kept a lot of the elements from Beauty and the Beast.
Good songs.
The costumes for the ball was like pretty spot on identical.
The yellow dress?
Yeah. The scene of them, what was it? There's something sweet and something. And what's that song called?
I think it's called Something There.
Oh, Something There.
There must be something that I've never seen before.
They kept like the scenes of them having the snowball fight, which was awesome. And outside. So
no, it was super. This had really good like similarity to the story beats too. Like Maurice gets taken, and then Belle is like leaving, and then or like she's going. And then the Beast fights off the wolves, and then he like takes her, and then they switch places and stuff like that. Like, very, very good.
He's going back to the village and being like, "There's a beast," and Gaston being like, "You're a crazy old man." Like that whole thing, super good.
Yeah.
Him getting lost and being like, "No, I'm sure it was this way," and then Gaston being like, "Oh, you listen, Maurice, you're just a crazy old man." Anyways, super good. They did a really good job with this movie.
Yes, I agree. I super agree. I think this movie, I think it was great, and like the Be Our Guest like production that was like super awesome with all everything flying around and the colors and everything. Yeah, it was super great. Ewan McGregor is in this, Christopher Robin. So it was great. This movie's great. I love this movie. It's awesome.
I agree.
All right. I feel like we talk less about our top movies and more about the movies that were really bad.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
All right, that is our list, guys. That is our list. That was a super crazy long episode, long week, a lot of movies we watched. We watched like 3 movies every day or more. So what about you guys? What's your favorite live action Disney movies? Least favorite movies you wish I would have a live action? Favorite original classics, animated, things like that. So let us know. Final thoughts?
No final thoughts. During editing, though, Austin will put all the movies and their Rotten Tomato scores somehow, some way. And he'll make it aesthetically pleasing. So it might be like in the middle or across the top. But
yeah. Usually when we do them both, I put them like right here. It'll be like, because we do them at the same time, so it'll be like Lion King. And I'll like put mine here and I'll put yours up there. You know? And I'll put the Rotten Tomato scores and things like that. And I'll also put links to Rotten Tomatoes lists in the comments and the description and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Nerd Lounge 2.0. My name is Austin. This is my beautiful, amazing wife, Ray. She's going to go take a nap.
After some Taco Bell.
And as always, thank you for nerding out with us and stay nerdy. All right. Go!